Welcome back to Cronisphere, Episode 11. Today we're diving into a variety of pressing topics that are shaping our world right now. Let's start with the political landscape in the U.S. recently. Donald Trump made headlines with his return to Butler, Pennsylvania, a location that holds a grim memory for him due to a nearly tragic incident involving the Secret Service. The left has been particularly vocal about this, especially in light of the presence of Elon Musk at the rally. Musk's comments on the Second Amendment sparked outrage among Democrats, who have long sought tighter gun control measures. This raises a crucial question: why the urgency to curtail the Second Amendment? Many argue it's not about safety, especially considering the tumultuous atmosphere surrounding recent protests and riots. The political divide continues to widen, with both sides digging in, and this episode is just a reflection of that growing tension. Moving to a different angle of the political spectrum, we have prominent Trump supporter Rob Smith responding to Barack Obama's remarks about Black Americans and their voting choices. In a viral moment, Smith firmly stated his intention to vote for Trump, pushing back against what he perceived as condescension from Obama. This exchange highlights a larger narrative about identity politics and the expectations placed on voters within specific demographics. It's a reminder that voting decisions are deeply personal and influenced by individual priorities, not merely by party affiliation. Shifting gears, let's take a look at France. The French government is making strategic moves to cut its budget deficit while attempting to maintain economic growth. A significant budget plan has been announced, aiming for €60 billion in savings, a move that marks the first substantial budget reduction since 1998. This plan reflects a larger trend in managing national debt and balancing fiscal responsibility with economic vitality. As Europe continues to navigate these challenges, France's approach could serve as a model or a cautionary tale for other nations grappling with similar issues. Now, let's talk about energy production in the United States. In the first half of 2024, electricity generation hit a record high, largely driven by gas-fired units, solar parks, and wind farms. Interestingly, this surge has come at the expense of coal, which is seeing a decline in output. As energy prices remain low, gas generation seems poised to continue its upward trend. This shift not only reflects changing energy policies, but also the broader transition towards renewable sources in a bid to combat climate change. Back to Europe, France is also stepping up its military presence in Romania amid heightened tensions with Russia. As NATO expands its footprint, the implications for regional security are significant. The backdrop of this military buildup is the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, where drone attacks have intensified. As both sides prepare for potential escalations, the situation remains precarious, emphasizing the need for diplomatic solutions in a region fraught with historical animosities. In the realm of politics and governance, J. Pedersen draws an alarming parallel between contemporary American politics and a family consumed by petty disputes while ignoring larger threats. He argues that neither major party candidate is adequately addressing the rising challenges posed by global powers like China and Russia. This observation invites us to reflect on the state of American discourse and the urgent need for leadership that prioritizes collective interests over divisive rhetoric. Turning our attention to healthcare, a recent study has revealed a troubling sponsorship effect in drug trials. Research funded by pharmaceutical companies tends to report more favorable outcomes than independent studies. This revelation raises critical questions about the integrity of medical research and the impact of financial interests on healthcare decisions. It underscores the necessity for transparency and accountability in the pharmaceutical industry to safeguard public health. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, tensions between Israel and Iran have escalated dramatically. Following a missile attack on Israel, top officials are strategizing their response, which could lead to further conflict in the region. This ongoing cycle of retaliation poses risks not just to regional stability, but to global security as well. The international community watches closely, as the implications of these developments could reverberate far beyond the Middle East. Lastly, as we look towards the future, Asia is poised to be a hub of economic growth. A recent report highlights that 14 of the top 15 growth centers globally are forecasted to be in Asia, with Indian cities prominently featured. This anticipated growth is driven by technological innovation and a rising middle class, presenting both opportunities and challenges. Effective management of rapid urbanization is crucial to ensure that growth leads to improved living conditions rather than exacerbating existing issues. As we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that the world is navigating complex and interlinked challenges. From political tensions and economic strategies to healthcare and international relations, the story is far from simple. Stay tuned as we continue to explore these themes in future episodes of Cronisphere. Thanks for listening. Escalating.